Now, the South Asian nation of Pakistan is currently witnessing one of its worst weather events in many years. Flash floods triggered by heavy monsoon rains have killed more than 1,000 people and have displaced millions across Pakistan. Now, nearly half of Pakistan is underwater, and floods have impacted various regions like Hyderabad, Sukkur and Jacobabad in the Sindh province. Meanwhile, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province and also Punjab and Balochistan have also been very badly affected. According to reports that have come in, at least about 33 million people across Pakistan have lost their shelter. Now, Pakistan's Disaster Management Agency has said that nearly about 3,000 kilometers of roads and about 150 bridges and nearly about 700,000 homes have been washed away or destroyed. The government has also deployed the army to try and rescue people who are stranded in some pretty difficult situations. The Balochistan's regional capital Quetta has also been cut off from the rest of the country as the flood waters have swept away highways and bridges in the region. Large parts of Balochistan continue to remain submerged in the northwest of the country, and thousands of people have fled from their homes after rivers in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province burst their banks, causing powerful flash flooding. The rising flood waters in the province's Sawat Valley has also caused a luxury hotel to collapse. A key bridge near the town of Charsada was swept away after relentless downpour submerged parts of the region, and thousands of residents had to flee the homes after the floodwaters gushed into their houses. And also, our Pakistan Bureau Chief Anas Malik has been tracking this story very closely for us from the ground. He spoke with some of the key officials on the ground who have given us the latest updates in terms of what the situation actually is like. Listen in.
This is a humanitarian crisis, and it has affected millions of people and all across, up to Sindh. So Balochistan is in a bad shape, Sindh is in a bad shape, parts of Punjab, even Gilgit-Baltistan. So we have a crisis all over the country. And this is a major crisis which this government is facing. So it has to be in collaboration with both the provinces and the federal government. They have to collaborate with each other, and only then can we really face this issue.
There is no casualty so far reported, and because people have been evacuated timely, some people are not, because people are not aware of the situation, so some people are not helping and they are not cooperating with us. But Alhamdulillah, administration has taken the situation very carefully.
And also, Pakistan's Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif on Saturday visited the flood-affected areas in the Sindh province. He's appealed for the rich people in Pakistan to help the poor who've been very, very badly affected. He's also announced free medical treatment and relief worth almost about $113 to each household affected in the floods.
कल भी मैंने अपील की थी, आज पर मैं अपील करूंगा साहिब हैसियत लोगों को, पंजाब के, सिंध के, बलूचिस्तान के, KPK के, कि वो आगे बढ़ें। कारोबारी हजरात, जो सनतकार हजरात जिनको अल्लाह ताला ने दौलत से माला माल किया है, वो आएँ, आगे बढ़ें, इस वक्त दुखी इंसानियत का हाथ थाम लें।
The Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif has also asked for international help in battling the deadly flood damage. Meanwhile, according to reports that have emerged, the Pakistani government is to launch a flash appeal to the United Nations to help fight in the crisis. Now, this after the government declared a national emergency in the country last week. The United Nations Central Emergency Response Fund has allocated a very princely sum of $3 million for Pakistan, where nearly about 35 million people have lost their homes. And also, Anas Malik has been tracking the story very closely for us. He's been to several areas that have been badly hit by the floods, and this is one of the ground reports that he sent us.
What you see behind me is all water, and this is the water that is flowing in from the Kabul River. This used to be a village. It's the Khishki area of Nowshera city, and it's completely inundated. Till wherever you see, it's all water, and this is our car is almost floating as well. This actually explains the amount of destruction caused by these floods. Now, this has a population of roughly about 12,000 people, this village, the Khishki village, and the situation here remains dire as we speak. The people have been rescued. There have been a couple of injuries, fortunately no deaths, but the people complain that due to the lack of supplies that they are yet to get and the government has not been able to provide, therefore they complain that the adequate relief supplies should be made provision to them, should be made available to them at the earliest. Anas Malik in Nowshera, Pakistan for WION World is One.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.